In front of her, she didn't shy away from saying it one by one. It really needed this friendship, even if it was the yin and yang worlds, she was still willing to do so. However, one thing is undeniable, if she really finds out that this is the real Yang Xiaoxie, then she can't open her mouth, and with her willful personality, the two sides may have a stiff again. Xiaoxie also knew that now was not the time to say it, so he said, "Thank you for bringing the meal, otherwise I won't have dinner left. By the way, does your father often lock people up in prison?" He wanted to distinguish from how many people were locked up in the cell to distinguish what type of person Wei Yuxuan belonged to. Wei Yaoken said, "I don't know much about this, because this is the first time I have come to prison." Xiaoxie was a little disappointed and said, "It turns out that it is the first time you have been to this kind of place? Okay. I'm hungry too, I'm eating." He looked at Wei Yaoken with a smile, meaning to say, people will always be hungry, and if they don't eat for nothing, they won't eat for nothing. Wei Yaoken saw that this Yang Daxi's personality was also so hearty, and she smiled, "You eat quickly, otherwise the food will not taste good if it is cold." She was also very happy that she had such a good result in delivering food to other people's homes for the first time, especially this brother who was the person she missed. Xiaoxie is a rice bucket, as long as there is something stuffed, even if it is poisonous, he will accept it all, and it is a good life. Soon, Xiaoxie had swept away the food, wiped his mouth and smiled, "Miss, these meals are really delicious. My grandfather and I used to eat casually, it is rare to eat this kind of good food. How about you bring more next time?" Wei Yaoken said happily, "Okay, I'll definitely bring more next time, and bring you some wine. Do you think it's good?" From the fact that Wei Yaoken likes to ride a horse and gallop, especially riding a fast horse, it can be seen that she is also an extroverted girl. As long as she is an extrovert, she has a little preference for wine, even if she doesn't drink it herself. It is very enjoyable to watch people drink. Xiaoxie exclaimed, "Wow ka! It's best to have wine, if there is a." He glanced at Wei Yaoken's face, and smiled without speaking. Wei Yaoken smiled, "What else do you want to eat besides wine? As long as you say it, I will definitely bring it for you." Xiaoxie smiled, "In the drinking industry, my grandfather usually has to be paired with dog meat, and I am used to eating it, so I also think that wine with dog prisoners must be very good. He. In fact, this trip was made by Xiaoxie. Every time his grandfather asked Xiaoxie to buy some meat in the town, Xiaoxie went to steal dog meat and came back to his grandfather, so that both of them were addicted, and now he is bragging and catching his old man at the bottom." Wei Yaoken exclaimed, "Dog meat? It's kind of weird when I hear it, that's it. But if you want to eat, I'll call the kitchen to get it, and I'll bring it to you tomorrow." The little evil smiled and said, "Thank you, the target is endless. By the way, you haven't told me your name yet. What should I call you?" Wei Yaoken's cheeks were a little red and said, "My surname is Wei and my name is Yaoken." Xiaoxie was surprised when he heard this. "Fairy, this?" He regarded Yaoken as a goblin. Xiaoxie was originally the king of mispronunciation and typos. He never read, because books are losing, hindering his gambling luck. If he doesn't touch it, it will fall to such a point today. Not only does he not regret it, but also intends to pass on this trick to his son in the future, as his heirloom secret learning. Wei Yaokan smiled. It's not a goblin. It's Qiang Yao Yuyuz Yao, the piano who plays the piano. She wrote on the ground as she spoke. Xiaoxie couldn't understand it, but he nodded violently, as if he was very knowledgeable, and asked, "Oh, the original is like a comparison, this is. Love will change." In fact, he can't tell how to write the words goblin and Yaokan correctly. Nodding is always wrong, no matter how stupid a person is, as long as he is not an idiot, he will definitely not mark his name wrongly. Xiaoxie said, "It will change." Means that this goblin will change randomly, especially the fox spirit, but unfortunately Wei Yaokan does not have this kung fu, she can't understand the secret mystery. Wei Yaokan smiled and said, "What else do you want? I will definitely bring it to you tomorrow." Little Evil said, "It's nothing. How is your father doing?" As long as he thought of Wei Yuxuan, he wanted to find an opportunity to find out the news in order to solve the doubts in his chest. Wei Yaokan said, "My father is always the same to me, it seems to be very good, and it seems to be bad, anyway, he rarely chats with me, sometimes. He left me in the room and said that there was something going on outside, and he wouldn't let me come out, and sometimes he allowed me to go outside to play, but as long as I asked him, he would always fulfill my wish, and I only knew these things about my father, and I couldn't say anything more. Maybe it was because my father was busy and didn't like to joke." Xiaoxie didn't ask any more when he heard it. He said, "Okay, I see it's getting late, so you can go back. Don't forget to bring my fragrant meat tomorrow." Wei Zhenqin said, "Okay, I'll send it to you tomorrow, then I'll go." With that, she cleaned up the dishes and walked out of the dungeon. Little Evil thought, yes, the castle lord did not approach his relatives because he was afraid that they would find out that he was fake. Which one is the real one? Is this one fake now? Could it be? It should be said that the castle master last time was a fake, because that one is the one Wei Yaokan said. And this castle lord has only been in office for 2 days, which should be true, but what is the reason for this? Was the former one the reincarnator now that the castle owner has come back to reset the throne? Damn! The little evil fool was confused. He didn't think about this question anymore, he needed more information to decide, and now it was all in vain. No matter what, I'll have to leave a way out. As he spoke, he took out a small serrated blade from his sleeve, walked to the small iron window, and began to saw the iron bar. He sawed one in less than a quarter of an hour, leaving only a little sticky, and he sawed a second one, which was also very smooth, and it was done in less than half of the night. He pushed the iron bar and said, "It's okay, rush to the window in a critical situation, you can break your life." He looked at the window from a distance again, and felt that there was no trace before he rested satisfied. He wanted to jump out of the window, jumping from 1,000 feet of high cliffs into the Yellow River. The courage of the little evil can be regarded as big, so big that it can cover the sky. In fact, this is thanks to the peerless magic skills he practiced, and water skills, in his mind that as long as the body remains still, the weight will be reduced a lot by the buoyancy of the air, plus the water of the Yellow River to reduce the impulse. There should be no problem, and the surging water cannot stump him. The most important thing is that he once jumped into the water on the top of the Mota Lake waterfall unharmed. This comparison, he can rest assured. Relieved of his worries, he sang a mountain song like a bird again, but his injuries did not heal. This singing is enough for him, only then did he think of healing, and with a wry smile, he had taken out the golden needle, stabbed it at the injured part, and then lay down and carried out the magic to start healing. This time he did not stab at the Baiwei cup ointment. In the 10th week of Baoxing, the dawn has been revealed, and the earth has gradually awakened. The little evil pulled out the golden needle, took out the dice and played alone. XXXX. The living room on the right side of the west wing. There were 4 people at the party. They are the chief manager Hong Ying, the chief protector Jian Pingguan, the mutual protector Yu Langsheng, and the right protector Ji Tenjiun. Hong Ying said, "Sword Chief Protector, do you think that the castle lord has been a little abnormal in the past 2 days, and the orders he gave seem to be not the same as before?" Jian Pingguan said, "I also have this feeling. Last time I decided to attack the Tai branch of the Shenyu Gate, who knew that we were only halfway through, and the castle lord called to collect the troops last night, which was to give up halfway, and people thought that our flying dragon castle was no longer able to fight, and they were afraid of surrender." Ji Tenjiun said, "Yes. The day before yesterday, the castle asked me to go to Huzhu to collect the fees, and when I came back, the lord of the castle actually asked me if I had collected the fees." Yu Langsheng said, "You didn't say that I didn't pay attention, so I think of one thing. The castle lord used to like to drink Shangzi Taiguanyan, but now he asks the servant to make oolong tea, and the castle lord usually gets up at the same time. Yesterday and the day before yesterday he slept until midnight. This is a bit abnormal. Is the castle master sick, or is he stimulated by something? By the way, will it be affected by Yang Xiaoxie?"